Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
Welcome guys once again to another review. I think the final review for this year 2025 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think this will be our final review for the year. The next time we're gonna be speaking will be next year. We're gonna be in
Exactly.
2020, 2026. Wow,
Huh.
it's amazing that
Wait, you guys are a
we got
year
to this
ahead of
year.
us? You use a you
Sorry, I said 2026, 2025.
oh,
Sorry.
okay. I thought I went into a different time zone here.
No, how would we be ahead 1 year ahead of you?
Happy New
Oh my
Year's.
god. Oh my god. No. By the time we'll be seeing one more time on this channel, we'll be in 2025. So it's great to know that we all, both the viewers, both everybody that has been watching the channel, and we that we are here always talking every day on the channel. It's so great that we are able to see the end of 2025 and we're going to
2024.
see the beginning of 20, why was it 2025? End of 2024, and we're going to see the beginning of 2025. So it's one great thing at least for once
Oh
that we
yes.
will see this the end of this year. So
It's a blessing.
we thank God for that.
Mm-hmm.
We thank God for that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the episode. Firstly, I want to ask, how would you rate the episode?
Um, I think it had maybe one or two pivotal moments for me, and
Okay.
the cast members as well. Um, I would give it, just based off of that, um, strong 4.8,
Mm,
just on that.
okay.
What about you? What do you rate it?
I think I would rate it like that also because, like you said, it was just like, for me, just like two or three scenes that felt like, okay, there was something of importance for me to literally watch. So, yeah, maybe I'll be leaning towards four more than 4.5, like a four. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it's gonna be.
Okay.
Well, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about those important parts. We started this episode with Latrice, or I said Latrice, Latricia. What's her full name? Is it Latricia?
Trisha. No, I think it's just
Tricia?
Trisha.
Okay, Tricia and Ken in their house having conversation now. I want to say something, and I don't know how it might sound, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking from experience, and I have gone through something like that. When it
Okay.
comes to somebody giving me information about how the kids feel, I don't always believe until I speak to the kids themselves.
Right.
Um, because when Ken and I feel like Ken and not Trisha were trying so much to make it feel as if Marquez was just a very bad father. I'm not saying that Marquez is a good dad. I've seen him, and I don't think he's like up to the standard of what you say a good dad should be. But if I would classify how last week's episode was, when I saw his son walk up to him, if he didn't have a little bit of relationship with his son, the son would not walk up to him and be like that. Don't let it get to you, you get? And
Right.
also from the last week's episode when Ken was saying, "Oh, me and Latri and me and Trisha's child, me and Trish's children," the way the daughter made face like, mm, so for me, the way they were now in this episode talking about how much the kids don't really know him, don't really like him, I felt like they were trying to oversell the situation. In my own perspective, they were trying to oversell the situation. Nobody believes that Marquez has been this great Marquez has been this great father, right?
Right.
But for them to say continuously like, hey, yeah, imagine he was in town, he didn't get to see them, he wasn't in that. Like, don't oversell it to me. As far as I'm not hearing from the kids that the father is the way he is, and I'm just hearing one-sidedness, like both of you are a united front. Of course, the both of you will say he's a bad father, right?
Right.
Well, I just feel like, yes, I know he's not a good father, but I felt like they were overselling the situation that he was not. Yes, I know he wasn't there. Okay, let me put it like that. Yes, I know he wasn't there for the kids, probably when they needed him, but trying to oversell it that he's such a horrible dad. For me, I was not buying it. It was just too much for me.
I mean, I agree on that. I think they were setting up a narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's
Mm-hmm.
in town, he's here for the barbecue and the celebration of the kids. Like, is there so much stuff to do in Huntsville that you can't swing by and see your kids? Like, what is there to do out there? They have no amusement parks. I mean, not that I know of. Um, is he going to the library? Is he going to the bars? Is he going to the clubs? Like, what do they have out there? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would keep him away in the daytime to see his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Was his kids in school right after that? We don't know what time of the year this all played out. Were they in school 5 days a week till he left town again? Or we don't have the whole piece of pie.
Exactly.
You're just giving us a slice. So
Yeah.
I think that we didn't, okay, for one, we didn't see his daughter run away in the house like Trish said. Oh, she ran in the house because she was so embarrassed. Well, I didn't see any of that. What I seen was a preteen when he
What
tried to
I saw
hug
that
and
she was
kiss her.
embarrassed when Ken, she was
Yeah.
embarrassed when Ken was trying to insinuate that he was their father.
No, I didn't see that. What I seen was a preteen when her daddy tried to hug her. They preteens don't like girls. We don't like to be kissed all up on at a certain age. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not a baby no more. We a young lady, you know? So that's what I seen. I seen her react like dad, you know, but she took the hug and she went on and let him kiss her, and then she went on about her business. I didn't see her run in the house or, so maybe, I don't know, but is he a good father? You know, I mean, does he try to be present as much as he can? I don't know. Because like I said, they're giving us just a small piece of this pie.
Yeah. The thing is, like I said, I don't think he's a good father. I don't think he was there. And those quantify as a good father also, right?
Right.
But you coming out to be like, oh, he's like, I just feel like for me at that moment, I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
at that moment, I just felt like they're trying to create this narrative of how bad Marquez is. So for me, it didn't go well with me at all.
Yeah, I just don't like people to set up what they think my narrative of what I'm actually seeing should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let me come to my own conclusion. Don't force feed me something. You know?
Mm, yeah. Well, she said she wanted to open a business. Do you think like everybody now comes on the show and the first thing they want to do is to push their business? It's like, okay, everybody now on the show is now a businessman or a businesswoman. Do you think most of them are coming on the show just to become get that face and the next thing they're opening their businesses?
Yeah. I mean, it's a platform to build on if you're intelligent. You know what I'm saying? And if you could get where people are going to like you and accept you, you know, it's a good following. But from what I understand, she has a very good job. She's an engineer. That's a damn good job. You know what I'm saying? So having a gym right now, I don't know. I don't know. You know, but yeah, I mean, it's a business move for real. You know, quite clever. You know,
Uh-huh.
and everybody is following after Melanie.
Everybody wants to own their own business. Everybody wants to be a businessman and businesswoman. But there's
Yeah.
one thing I've realized in life: it's not everybody that is supposed to be a businessman and businesswoman. Some people, well,
A
let me
bit
not say what I want to say before someone will say I'm being saying something wrong. But I just know that it's not everybody that is supposed to be in business.
right.
Mm. Now, let's go to the open house because that's the only thing that was of importance to. Okay, we had Maurice
Sit with the therapist.
meet,
Well, sit with
meeting. We
Maurice.
had no, we had Maurice meeting up with Martell,
Yes.
and he um And okay, now before we go ahead and talk about Martell and Maurice, do you think, Ken talked about marriage? I almost forgot that. Ken talked about the marriage and asked her, do you want to get married? Now that the divorce is in place, right? He asked about the
Mhm.
marriage and she kind of be like, she kind of made a face that felt like, okay, I'm not interested in marriage. Do you think, and the way Ken was talking, do you think he in his own mind is trying to push the marriage or he's just delusional about the situation or how um Tricia feels about marriage?
Mm. Well, I honestly think that she knows when Ken finds out more of the truth, because, like I said, there's she's hiding something. She keeps hiding, and then she gives you a little bit by a little bit by a little bit, you know. But once he finds out really what's going on, he ain't gonna want to marry her, you know. And she is still in love with her ex. Come on, you can look. Whenever you let somebody get you that riled up, there's feelings involved. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, mm,
And
yeah.
we already discussed he has definitely feelings for her, but she has those same feelings. She wished that it would have been him who would have got his shit together, you know. But yeah, when Ken finds out,
Fortunately for her, yeah.
he's not gonna want to marry her. He's already suspecting resistance on her part, you know, of her
Mm,
dragging her feet, prolonging it. You know, they've been together, what, 3 years? Something like that.
yeah.
Okay, after 3 years, you know, you're living together at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So, like, what are you teaching your children? You know, that's the first thing I would be thinking. You know, God first, because that's a sin. Then what am I teaching my children? You know, especially my daughter. You know, but oh, I just can't really put it into words or put my finger right on it. But there's a lot going on with Trish. You know, there's a lot of missing pieces.
mm. Okay, so you don't feel like Ken is the one pushing the marriage. You feel like maybe she's kind of deceiving or not being honest with him.
Well, of course, she's not being honest with them because, if that was the case, she would have told him straight from the top, hey, look, I didn't know you at the time, babe, but, you know, I dabbled or, we had whatever. Tell the truth. You grown. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So when you try and cover one lie, you got to cover another one. You got to cover another one. So the rabbit hole is going deep on this. You know,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
I think that there was something between the two of them because he's too evasive and he smiles nervously. I'm watching the body language and her, oh my God, the guilt is written all over her face. She's uncomfortable when she's around Melanie. You know what I'm saying?
Um, well, let's before we go ahead and talk about the whole situation, let's talk about Maurice meeting up with Martell, right?
Oh,
And he for the first few seconds of that conversation, I was like, yeah, Maurice is talking sense. Maurice is actually making sense. But for the remainder of the conversation, I was like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Now, the part I felt he made sense was trying to tell Martell that you just can't be doing the way you're doing, like the way he lashed out at Masao, saying all those things he was saying. That part I agree with Maurice 100%. Martell was wrong in that situation. Was really, really wrong um in that situation. Now, and he said something that was important. He said he felt like, Martell and Masao, Scott was Holt and the Scott, right?
right.
That maybe because he has this animosity because anytime he goes out anywhere and he sees them building a house and he sees Scott, maybe that kind of pisses him off, saying that something you wanted something great for yourself, but at the end of the day, it didn't end up working out. Um, did you think that that part he said about that stuff was true? That maybe Martell feels a certain way because, things he tried to accomplish in life didn't later work out the way it is?
Um, the first part of that conversation, I agree, like you said, what Maurice said. Um, I think that Martell is hurt because he felt like, hey, my boy, we done did so much stuff together. We done rolled together. We done, you know, we done
Mm,
did this together. We know each other's secrets. We done partied together. Our wives done all been together in one spot. We done kicked it. We've been on vacation. That's his boy. And for his boy to kind of like, hey, I don't have no respect for you. I don't, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, Martell was wrong. Maurice was wrong too. You know what I'm saying? I think Martell is more hurt because he expected these Scott brothers to be his diehard friends.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? These are brothers, and they've
But
always,
they
well, they've always
okay,
got
go.
along, except for when they have their problems, and it's usually Martell going off in the deep end, so Marceau will follow him right on in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But like I said before, hurt people hurt people. You know,
mm,
Martell is
yeah.
hurt. Because look at all he is losing because he keeps carrying around that negative ass energy, won't move on, won't let nobody rest, disturbing everybody else's peace. How you gonna have peace if you disturbing everybody else's peace? You know?
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's always gonna be something, you know. So yeah, I believe he's butthurt. because those is his
Mm,
boys, and they happen to be brothers, so they gonna stick together.
yeah. Now let's talk about the second half of the conversation. Now that was where I had to look at my screen. I was like, what is this guy saying? And at that moment, I felt, okay, this is the real reason you came to see Martell, because you know that he's the only one you bitch about Melody, and he would be like, yay, 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 Melody, yay. That conversation he had with Mattel about Melody was, one, unnecessary, two, childish, three, babyish, and he's saying that he has given Melody grace. Grace how? Grace where? Grace from her. I was like, what the heck is this? And I'm like, you all are adults. Like, what is the grace coming from? Where are you? Is she your sister? Is she your brother? You give grace to your family members. I really like, I really don't care about what anybody is doing outside, even if you like extended family. I don't care. It's your, do what you want to do. The only people I care about, and I say, okay, I give grace to them, is my siblings.
Right.
So why should I care about what somebody that doesn't feed me, doesn't clothe me, doesn't, you know, you guys should all be mature. You guys be acting like this cast of love of marriage, you be acting like children sometimes. Like, I believe that for me, I have that mentality. If you don't clothe me, if you don't feed me, you have no say in my life. Don't come at me and be like, yeah, you must do this, or I must feel hurt by what you're saying. I wouldn't. And the way he was saying it, that Melody, I'm giving her grace, and that Melody, we've not seen the real Melody. What Melody do you want to see? Melody that will stay and accept a cheating man and smile through it? Is that the real Melody you want to see? The Melody that will stay and allow her man go outside and have another child, or have other children? Is that the Melody you want to see? Or a Melody that will baby you? Or you want Melody to be like your wife, Kimmy, that doesn't give you accountability for what you do and tries to cover for you? Is that the Melody, or is that the kind of person you want? Melody is not that. And that, I was very offended by Maurice. Like I said last week, I said I didn't like how Melody kept on talking about the Maurice DUI. I know we talked about it and we agreed, the both of us both agreed that her continuously talking about the DUI was unnecessary, and I didn't like it. But me hearing him talk about Melody in the way he talked about Melody, man, I see why Melody doesn't give these people grace. Because how will you be talking about Melody that way, that you haven't seen her the way, as in Melody has changed and she's not the real Melody now. She's a PR Melody that cares about her image. That was really as in, it was really offensive. Like, I was watching it, I was like, yeah, you don't care about your image. That's why you will get drunk and get into a car and you drive. So if caring for my image is that I don't get drunk and drive, yeah, I want to care for my image. That was like, I was like, Maurice, you are a child and you will never learn. And with the kind of people he surrounds himself with, Kimmy doesn't make him take accountability. And Kimmy even lied about the DUI. I don't know whether you caught it.
No, I
Um,
don't know.
when they were talking about the lipstick on his lips, whatever coming. The first time when they talked about the DUI, she said that when she heard about it, she was running looking for him. When she heard about was arrested, he was looking for him, thinking that maybe he had an accident or something like that. Then when the
Right.
lipstick thing came out, she was not like, "Oh, he was with me." And people were like, "How did you go from looking for him, running around looking for him, to he was with you?"
Mm.
Kimmy doesn't make Maurice take accountability. That's why he was offended and surprised by Melody trying to make him take accountability.
Mm.
And yes, Melody was wrong in the continuous talking about the DUI, and also wrong by talking about the lipstick stuff, because I felt like she should have just shut her mouth and not talk about the situation. Um, but You talking about Melody in that way, like she's supposed to worship the ground you walk on? That was very, very stupid of Maurice.
Yeah, well, I felt like when he said that, I was like, well, how do you want her to be? You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
get what you create. You know what I'm saying? You wanted the lucky go me. Okay, well, you know what? That person, a part of that person is gone. I had to rebuild from her. You know what I'm saying? This is the new Melody, you know, and I'm here not only to protect my peace, protect my children,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and hey, do my thing, you know. So Maurice, how dare him say that when he's never been humiliated like that? You know what I'm saying? In front of a live audience that keeps talking about the same shit about that year after year after year after year after year. You know what I'm saying? Like that is never gonna die. You know, as long as they
Mm.
have the internet, it's never gonna die. You know, but what was a pivotal moment for me is when he was talking and saying that she's not the same. She's more like, hey, I got this information. I got this information. Well, hey, don't we all do that? We
Mm-hmm.
all hold
Dave also talked
information and
about
we,
Melody so
yeah,
many
we bring
times.
it out when it's needed. You know what I'm saying? So the pivotal moment for me is when Martell was sitting there and it just looked like a light went on in his head. Like, damn, I fucked her up. I damaged her. You know what I'm saying? It's like all the things that he did, it looked like a kind of like a light bulb went off in his head. Like, why do you
Mm.
do the things you do? You know what I'm saying? And this is what I kind of seen, that a light bulb finally went off in that dark space that he's in. You know, that you're
Mm.
out here and you're doing damage. You got control of it. You know what I'm saying? But you
Mm-hmm.
continue to do damage.
Mm.
Why? You know, she didn't bring you a baby that wasn't yours, but you bought her a baby that wasn't hers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad that Maurice said what he said. If it's gonna make this other brother think about his part in everything, you know, because you don't have to react every time somebody does something. You don't have to react to it. You can sit back and marinate on it. You know what I'm saying? It only takes 30 seconds to think. You know, and that 30
Mm.
seconds could either save somebody's life or keep you from going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So to me, that was a pivotal moment. I appreciated somebody trying to talk to him.
Mm. Well, I just felt like personally, apart from the fact that he came to advise Martell about the situation between him and Maurice, he wanted somebody that would concur, accept, agree, in with
Of course.
whatever bullshit he was bringing from his mouth about Melody. He needed somebody to say yes, you
Of
were
course.
right.
Yeah. He wanted somebody in his corner so he can feel the way he want to feel about the situation. Yeah, of course. You know, but like,
Mm.
why her ex-husband? You know, if it would, if you're a man and you really have a problem with somebody, you will call them and say, "Hey, look, can we meet? Can we talk?" You know what I'm saying? Don't take it to somebody else, because isn't that like gossiping more? If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna bring it to you.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta meet no Pacific place, but I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm not gonna
I
go
just
around and yeah, I'm not gonna go around and tell everybody, especially not your ex.
I just like I was like man, that was very childish of Maurice. And you know what? I understand why Melody went off on him because mm, like I said, every cast member of Law and Marriage Huntsville, they be acting like children. They be acting like children. Um they be acting like children. Now, now they had the open house and okay, Tricia met with Kimmy and she told Kimmy that Fletcher was the one that connected her with Martell. I'm like, this girl be telling so many lies or so many truths according to her that it's confusing. How come in one whole scenario there have been like 10 truths? Like, just go straight to the point. This is how it is. Like I don't understand. And she went to then when in the when the open house with the ladies, they brought it up again and she was like, yes, Fletcher was the one that chatted her up and was like, oh, made up with Matal and everything. Then Miss Nell was like, you know what? I'm not gonna take this bullshit. And she went straight to her husband. I was like, yeah, I heard you were introducing Tricia to Martell and betraying our friend Melody. That part, I was like, yeah, this is a great friend because at the end of the day, then they were still trying to see where the relationship was going or how the relationship was going to go, and you were introducing him to another lady. That was effed up. And so she was like, yeah, and the situation was very funny because at the end of the day, I didn't still get anywhere from the conversation. For me, I felt like my takeaway from that conversation was Mattel is lying, Trisha is a bigger liar, Fletcher is lying.
Yep,
Something went down.
yep. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And furthermore, if you're mentoring this couple, why are you trying to shoot him some available chick? You know what I'm saying? What, what
Yeah.
what kind of ministry is this? What kind of mentoring is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I, hey, and why are your eyes as a married man? Why are you looking and knowing who's available and who's single? And how do you know? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like what, new booty in town. Let me go report it back. Like what? What?
I like.
I don't get that. See, me personally, I would have just been there to just listen because see, that's what I do. I listen and I watch body language, and from that little scenario they put on, I seen that Martell, he's never gonna tell the truth about shit. He don't want no beef with Ken. You know what I'm saying? If you smash, you smashed. So what? You know? Because I'm pretty sure he was probably running through a lot of women out there. Everywhere he went, he's a nice looking guy. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
He's cute. He has
yeah,
nice body.
yeah, and so is Marceau and Maurice. They're nice looking, intelligent guys. So anytime they're anywhere, of course, women are gonna fall all over them. You know, so yeah, they probably smashed, but he just don't want to admit it because look, you done told so many lies. You act like you didn't know her because The first time you seen her, you was like, what the hell is she doing here? You know, he gave that look like, damn, I know you. So, like, is she a friend of your brother's? Did you just happen to see her on Instagram or go through her DMs? Did you meet her through Fletcher? It's just too many stories going on, you know, and there's only one conclusion. Y'all smash. You know, it's okay. Be grown up about it. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you could tell Ken is getting very irritated,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and Nell should
Mm-hmm.
have her own questions. You know, Fletcher
Yeah,
is
because when
straight a
you know when
liar.
she said, "Why were you betraying our friend?" Because, like she said, she was a mentor to Melody and Martell. So
Right.
why the heck are you
Trying to
taking
play
ladies?
matchmaker. Exactly.
Yeah, that means you're doing the opposite of what we are supposed to do. In my mind, in Nell, she'll be like, in my mind, I thought I was trying to bring this couple back together, but you had a different different mission.
Well, wasn't the whole reason why they was going through the mentoring ship is because he had another chick pregnant? So hey, let me
Yeah,
introduce him to another chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Huh? I I don't get it. So as Nell, I would have a lot of questions. Fletcher, he doesn't look like he lies very good. You know what I'm saying? Because he just looked like shit. I just don't really want to be in this shit. But here I am. You know what I'm saying? Because you doing some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I kind of had a little bit more respect for him, you know. But to be trying to set up a man who's going through a midlife, I'm gonna call it a midlife crisis because Martell's midlife crisis came early. You know what I'm saying? It's like he traded a
yeah.
Porsche. He traded a Porsche for a Volkswagen.
Mm.
You know, so yeah, they're all three of them are lying. You know, so I can't
Mm.
wait to see what next week is gonna bring.
Yeah, because imagine you're trying to make a fool of people. The first time you guys met, oh, you said a different version. Oh, she knew my brother.
Yeah,
Then it was that he called you to come and train him or something. Then
yeah,
now it's Fletcher introduced the both of you.
yeah. But she also
Like
said that
three,
he was in her DMs.
yeah, and you said yeah, and you said he was also in your DMs. Like different storylines.
Yeah,
And you were not even straightforward with Melody when you were telling Melody about that, and you come out and be like, "Oh, I'm a truthful person." Of course, if I'm Ken too, I will be like, "Yeah, it's becoming sketchy." Because how can one event have different versions?
right.
So what exactly happened? What is the truth? Where did you go? Where did you meet? How did you meet? How did you guys connect? What was the connection? Why did you finally go to his house? Was it by Fletcher? Was it by the DMs? Did you know his brother? Which one exactly? And you come here and tell us that, oh, we should trust you. For me, I don't trust Key and Tricia, and there's nothing that comes out from her mouth that I would trust.
Nah,
Nothing.
nah. Of course not.
Although they said at reunion she's going to clarify it. But you know one thing about lies? When you've told so many lies, even when you tell the truth, nobody believes you.
Yep. It's like the boy who called wolf or cried wolf.
That is the thing about lies. Because even if she comes and tell me, oh, okay, because they said at the reunion she's going to clarify it. Even if I watch the reunion, right, and she clarifies, I'm gonna stand on it. I'm not gonna believe her clarification because if one story and one event already have four storylines, then you want to clarify all of a sudden, man. That for me, that's gonna be another lie, but probably a more rehearsed lie, and maybe all of them have coordinated what they are gonna say so as for it to align. That is how I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna be honest. So nobody should be surprised if during the reunion I still come out and be like, I don't trust her. Don't be surprised. Don't be
Oh,
surprised.
I definitely wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, Trish, she's hiding a whole lot of stuff. And the more she holds it, the more Ken is gonna be pissed off. I'm telling you, he's a no nonsense guy. You know, and Martell
Mm,
just gonna keep lying and lying, like I said, because he don't want no smoke. He ain't ready
yeah.
for Ken.
Mm,
And then once Ken finds out that Trish don't want to marry him because she still loves her husband. No, even though he is a bad father, he was absent. He wasn't there. Yeah, okay. Well, you still got feelings for him. And once kid finds out, they're not getting married. I'd be shocked. I put it this way.
yeah.
No, I put it this way. If they get married, I'll show my face again while we're doing the podcast. How about that?
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man,
Yeah.
this love and marriage cast members, I think whenever they bring a new cast member, they will just induct them in the lying spirits, delusional spirits, childish spirits. I don't know. They just get inducted in those spirits. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with these cast members? But anyways, I guess we'll have to wait till next week to see how that will play out. I'm anticipating next week. Anticipating next week, and we get to see Melody Mimosa with Melody. And did you
Oh,
see Marcel kind of saying that Mimosa with Melody looks like Black Expo? Do you feel like oh my god, dude?
he
Mimosa
said
with
it looks
Melody
like
has been
he said it looked like what?
the Black Expo.
Oh,
Mimosa with Melody has always been there before they started the Black Expo. This is how many years of Mimosa's Melody? And this is your second year of Black Expo. So how is it that it's the same? If there's anything, that means you copied her, right? If something has stayed 7 years and you are just 2 years, that means you are the copier. Like I don't get it. That's why I say sometimes these cast members be somehow delusional. But I don't want to talk too much. Sometimes they edit things to make people riled up to want to watch the next episode. So probably that's not what he meant, right?
right.
So let's just wait to see how next week. Let me watch next week. And I love that Melody. I love that Nell is finally confronting Melody about the mentor stuff. It needed to happen.
Oh yeah, for sure,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
it needed to happen.
It did.
Yeah. So I want to see what Melody is gonna say and her answer. So let's just see how that will play out. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us on today's review and recap for another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We'll see next year. Have a nice day, guys.
Happy New Year's.
And you too.
Bye bye.